crypto enthusiasts. I am Professor Kronos, the mastermind behind Rootkit, one of the most revolutionary financial projects of this century. Today, I'm going to explain to you what buybacks are and how through my system you can reuse the liquidity to increase the price of any of my tokens. Let's start with the class. Rootkit is a highly deflationary yield-farmable token, which uses permanently locked liquidity pools, being able to use its own liquidity again and again. It has a price floor, preventing the token from being lower than the established price. So, what are buybacks? In other words, they are a way to take advantage of the unused liquidity under the floor. We can reuse our locked ETH infinite times, having the unlimited potential to beat
DeFi and the traditional economy?
That's right, Isabella. It seems you finally learned something.
I was just quoting what you said in the last class.
The loneliness of being a genius.
Tell me, Professor, how are you able to buy back your token? And how do you fight against the bots who want to skip the rules of the project?
Those are excellent questions, Isabella. And the answer to both is simpler than you imagine. Using all my intellect, I have created a new, fairer way to launch tokens that will also allow me to use the ERC31337 Elite Token Wrapper. This is what I call a Market Generation Event, or MGE. The Market Generation Event stops bots from front-running new launches, allowing each launch to be more fair for its participants.
How does this process take place in practice?
The MGE process happens through three simple phases: generation, distribution, and activation. In the generation phase of Root, for example, participants send their ETH to the given address. Once the generation event ends, the ETH is used to buy the chosen token. Next is the distribution phase, and yes, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's when all participants receive their new tokens after being distributed. A vesting period could apply. When trading starts, there will be almost no circulating supply. Everything will either be vested or locked in the Uniswap pool. The design is intended to create a sell-side supply crisis and subsequent large market movement. For the first few hours, a high fee will be in place only for sales, which will scale down over time and eventually normalize under 1%. This feature is implemented to counterbalance bots from automatically selling, triggering a wave of panic selling pressure. Phase 3 is the activation phase. The remaining funds from the MGE, the market stabilization buy, and the collected transfer fees will be consolidated into a liquidity controller contract. Root holders will vote on how to use these funds. A MGE could take place against any token such as BNB, Matic, Tether, or Cake.
Professor, does this mean that I don't have to study how to calculate the floor price to pass the exam?
The floor price, of course. I have explained what it is, but not how to calculate it. To create the Root floor price, I have relied on two mathematical mechanics, making it a fixed supply token with a trading liquidity that can never be removed from the Uniswap pool.
A fixed supply? Why would you control the issuance of a token?
Root supply is fixed, because if there were an extra issuance of the token, the future supply would lower the floor, meaning it was never really a floor at all. Similarly, if the liquidity was able to be removed, that would lower the floor and negate it as well.
That's brilliant, Professor! And how can you find the current value of the floor price?
That is the simplest part of the process. If all the roots that are not in the liquidity pool are sold within it, the resulting price is the floor. A lower price is not possible, as there is no root left to sell. When I combine the price floor with my own wrapped version of ETH, I can remove the backing from ETH under the price floor and move it into the vault. My transfer gate has a function to check the floor price and execute the transfer, so all that ETH can be used again.
You never stop surprising me, Professor. What are the main factors that push the floor price up?
The two main factors that push the price floor up are the amount of liquidity locked in the pools and how much Root is outside of these pools. My goal is to keep raising the floor so that more ETH can be unlocked for use. And of course, I have a plan to achieve it. It consists of taking advantage of the minimal trading fees that Uniswap has in the liquidity pool, and burning any token that's outside. By eliminating the amount of Root in circulation, this means that fewer tokens can be sold in the pool, which considerably increases the price of the existing ones, making the floor price take off to the skies.
It seems that your love for cryptos has made you not miss any detail.
Of course, dear. I am Professor Kronos, after all. I've even found a way to use the wasted value. I can use the ETH multiple times for the benefit of all Root and LP token holders.
How is that even possible?
A transfer gate.
Wait. Have you included a door? I thought we were talking about finance.
It's not a door. It's the transfer gate. This contract manages the rules of Root and Keth, with WETH being our special, double-wrapped ETH that lets us use liquidity over and over again. All token transfers must pass through the gate first before they happen.
What is the purpose of this gate?
The transfer gate takes and distributes the transfer fees for farming rewards and performs the ongoing token burns. It can be used to add liquidity quickly and safely without getting front-run, only requiring an ETH contribution from the buyer. Most importantly, it will block any attempts to withdraw liquidity from Uniswap. In other words, it takes fees for farming rewards, performs a burn on every transfer, blocks Uniswap liquidity withdrawals. It ensures all available Keth is backed 1-to-1 by WETH, sends excess WETH to the Rootkit vault. As the price floor rises over time, the transfer gate has a function to calculate the floor and remove the backing from the Keth below it. This ETH will then be used to incentivize strategies that revolve around removing Root from circulation, with bonuses for LP creation and burns. This unlocks a whole new range of possibilities, without ever putting the market or traders at risk. It won't be long before all DeFi projects start using a transfer gate of their own.
Wait a minute. I've heard this before. Isn't there a project called Everrise that is trying to use your technology alongside other clones? I think my head is going to explode.
Don't exaggerate, Isabella. We haven't even started yet. Isabella, there's still a lot more to discuss. Why doesn't anyone want to talk about cryptocurrencies? Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel to see more of our content. We upload amazing videos every week.
Don't forget to like it and share it with all your friends interested in crypto economics.